Hmm. Let's see. Well, hey everyone. Sorry, just got a little distracted. Just I'm just taking care of some orders right now, and so I thought I'll just stream live at the same time while I do this. And so I'm setting things up in another window to take a look at the orders that I have, and making sure that the cam is working, that the microphone is working. So all these little bitty details. I got one printer going at the moment. I will start up the others in just a bit. Okay. Let's see. I'm about to start another print. I have my printers connected to an Amazon Echo device, and so I can turn on and off the different printers. At the moment, I got a 5-hour printer, 5-hour print going on in another room for one of the black console tables for the VSS. So what I have in this room are a lot of the small printers. So this is where I do like the small parts, basically the assembly line. So the printers where I don't have to overlook something for hours, I keep them away. These printers, they're smaller and they do smaller pieces. So I am constantly having to get up and change a piece, take a piece out, start another print, cancel a print if there's a problem, and things like that. I'm still getting accustomed to using this program called StreamYard. It connects to Facebook, to YouTube, and things like that, and it makes live streaming, easier. There's a lot of details that it shields you from having to do. It doesn't do everything that you would want for streaming. For example, this to stream. There I am. So I don't know what effect it did, but I clicked something on my mouse and it brought me back to the previous screen in the browser. And so StreamYard is a browser service. So anyway, you can put multiple people on this. You could have some devices like like a browser there, but if you want to do things like something more advanced, like have multiple cameras, a bunch of different windows, and there's other software out there, and one for that is OBS, and so that one is a free open source one. But anyways, let's see. I gotta clear out some space because I'm going to be doing some doing some more prints. So this gives an insight of what I do almost every day. Sometimes I'm at the laser cutters, and the laser cutters are in a different room. I got Glowforge and some Flux, Beambox and BMO laser cutters. I like them, but they get loud, especially the Glowforge gets very, very loud. It's like having two shop vacs going on at the same time. So, as I was saying, I have the printers connected to an Amazon Echo device, so I can turn things off or on just by a command. And I don't have to like reach and fiddle for an on-off switch. Not only that, but there are some printers out there where they don't have an on-off button. It's always on. You plug it in, and it's always on. And I have one of those printers, so instead of just getting a surge protector with an on-off switch, I got one of those smart switches, like an Amazon power plug. But this one is a multiple plug one, so I could have like 4 devices plugged into it, and it connects to Amazon Echo. So anyway, you'll hear me pause from time to time in this video, in other videos where I give a command for the Echo to turn off or on something, such as now. Computer, turn on Mini Select 3.
Okay.
Computer, turn on Mini Select 4.
Okay.
Computer, turn on Mini Select 6.
Okay.
Just got 3 other printers on for the moment. I'm going to see about starting something for that. So let's see. Maybe I need to share this stream to the DioWarriors page or group, whatever Facebook calls it these days. Share. More options. I don't really like this new Facebook interface. I find myself getting lost. Yeah, share to my timeline. I didn't want to share to my timeline. I click this to share. Oh. I want to share to my story. Oh, share to a group. Okay, that's what I want to do. Share. So we'll see how this works. Sharing at this time, streaming at this time of day, streaming when I got so many things going on. So I'm going to be a little distracted. So if you post a comment, maybe I won't see it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll see it late. I don't know. So I'm also learning the StreamYard program too. So anyway, I'm going to start another another print. I got to print a hatch piece. Can of hairspray. It helps print stay on the build plate from time to time. Different techniques to do things. So that printer is going. I need to do another print. I need to do. Here's an old pivot table stand. I got the camera over here now. And so I got to print a new one. I accidentally printed an old one. It was on one of the printers. Let's see. But that one I got to get over here. Yeah, as you can see, this is the work area. It's quite messy. I'm going to be cleaning it up, probably streaming that too. So if you want to see some fun videos later on, when I get more accustomed to do streams and stuff like that, you'll see me do more things like, cleaning things up, messing around with the figures. So hold on for a second. Let me find where I have the pivot table on this printer. Got to scroll down the menu. Pivot table. Stand pivot. Okay. And I need to clear another print. So I need a knife. Take it off. Okay. So let's see. So I got 3 printers going. 2 are taking or focused on parts for an order. 2 orders actually, 2 separate orders. And so the third one is printing another order, but later on. It's not going to be ready just yet. And let's see. Now I got to take care of some inventory thing. Let me take a look.
This is absolute zero and 0 point.
What you don't see at the moment is I have a filing cabinet down here, and I got that tote box just right there. So I gotta, kind of like inch my way between everything. I hope I'm not missing any comments if people are commenting. So far, I don't think so. Okay. So I'm taking a look to see if I have any parts already printed that I don't have to print again. Well, I am going to have to print them again because I need to keep the parts available. So I got to print 3 more of those. That there. Yeah. Oh. Okay. More of those. Okay, got to print more of these. Okay, now I got to start another printer to do another piece. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I can use this piece here. Yeah, this is a good one. Okay, so this is 3 hours. So I don't have to do that. I got to do other parts for it. So, if you're not aware, this is the one of the hatches to the VSS. It's it has a frame and it has like a sleeve that goes into different holes in the VSS, specifically the bridge. And so it works with a hinge, opens up and things like that. So I've got to print the frame part and the sleeve part. And it has like a little, well, I guess you could say it's part of the sleeve, so never mind. And where do I have that? Which printer has that? Computer. Turn on Mini Select 8.
Okay.
I think it's in this one. I gotta scroll down the menu and take a look. Yep. It's here. Setting the temperature, setting the speed. Okay. Hairspray again. I need my knife. Now I gotta print something in white. Here we go. Everything looks good. Okay, let's see. Post a comment, just testing this. See. One, two, three. Okay. So I got well, several printers now going for 3 orders. Now let's see. I gotta scroll through the order list and see which other ones I can put on the same queue. It's like if three people ordered pivot tables, but not one after the other. They're scattered throughout the list. I'll try to print all of the pivot tables at once, rather than one per order. It kind of helps. I don't do that for everything though. Pivot tables are okay like that. Let's see. I gotta okay. Oh, I have that in inventory, so I don't need to print those. Uh, One printer, the filament spool is getting low. I'm gonna have to replace. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the workroom. One of these days, I want to get myself a workshop. I mean, a real, a real workshop. And I have a dream like one day, instead of being here in this condo, I'll have a workshop in my home in Texas, and that would be nice because I keep thinking that something wooden, like one of those barn sheds that's like 2 floors. That would be ideal, really, for me, because I could put all of the machines in there. Being wood, I can put exhaust uh, vents wherever I need them, and you know, so it's one of those dreams to achieve one day. I saw an interesting video yesterday about a new kind of printer. It's not brand new. I've seen prototypes of this printer before, but there's one now that's coming to the market in the next few months, and got my eyes on it. It's one of those printers that uses a conveyor belt, so you can continuously print something over and over. So every time you see me get up and mess around with one of these printers, this new printer will cut down on that. Since it uses a conveyor belt, when it finishes a print, the print eventually moves along to the edge of the belt, and as the belt slopes over, the print snaps off and falls into a bin. So you can do something like allergy. Turn on the fan, might be getting warm. Computer, stop. I had music playing in the background, but the printer's going now. I can't really hear it. So that kind of printer with the conveyor belt, is pretty much hands-free. You set the print to print, and it does its thing, and you don't have to babysit the print. So that would be ideal for me, really. I will still have to use these printers and stuff, for everything that I do. But some of the stuff that I do that is very, uh, very common, it seems like everybody likes, and so I do these prints often. Those types of objects can be moved to one of these conveyor belt printers, and I don't have to worry about it. Just set it up like right here, and just let the thing go on all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not worry about it. Just keep the filament spool, complete, and just get one of the big, large, you know, spools, just like 5-pound spools or something like that. Okay, I am going to start another print because I tried to do it where everyone who orders gets a freebie. So I do have a printer set up for freebies. The freebies don't take too long to print, and that's the printer that's getting low on filament. So maybe I might be able to do like two freebies before I have to replace the spool with another. Computer, turn on mini select 1.
Okay.
Let's start that. Let's see. So that printer is going to start in just a moment. Takes like 2 minutes to warm up. Okay. Yeah. I heard a strange noise. Let's see. Sometimes it gets handy to have a little tool to kind of pick out problem spots. Sometimes, as the printer is printing, it'll scrape along the surface, and then you'll get little plastic particles that accumulate. And sometimes it gets enough where it'll get caught on other parts of the print and starts pooling eventually. So, got to stay on top of that. Okay, that printer's doing its thing, that one's doing its thing, that one also, that one, and that one. And the new one is just starting. So I got 3 more printers that I can do something with. Okay, let's see. I got a feeling I need to put a file on one of these printers, but let me see first. Computer, turn on mini select 5.
Okay.
Let me just see what's on this printer. Actually, let's see. Let's see how that one does. It's going to be a quick print. Okay, let me go up here. Okay, let's see. This other order, I got some items already done. Okay, I got that. That's done. So this order is almost ready. Let's see. Yeah, I got some more parts down here on the floor. So that one is almost ready. So good. So by the end of the day, 2 orders will be ready. A third one will almost be ready. I may be able to get it out. So I may get a third order out today. And that's good. But then I can start on some of these newer orders here that have laser cut stuff. Okay, I got. Okay. Actually, I can prepare another. Oh, good knife. I got one printer that I'm doing things in black. So it's dedicated to just doing parts in black. So I have. Let me change the tab to this. So I got legs for one of the new consoles, and but the printer that is doing it, I have to really babysit it. It's a while ago it got jammed, so I had to disassemble it. And when I put things back, I think maybe things shifted on the inside. There's a tube on the inside that goes into the brass nozzle for the extruder part. And I think when I put the nozzle back in, somehow it must have shifted and moved that tube up a little, leaving a little gap between the threaded part of the brass nozzle. And since then, uh, the melted plastic has been finding its way and working its way out of the heater part. So every so often, I gotta like monitor a drop of filament that's coming out where it shouldn't come out. It comes out slowly, and so I may have to like act quick. Like I'm doing something here, and then I'll notice this blob is getting bigger and bigger, and then it gets to the point where I need to take care of it, and then I'll have to like stop everything and quickly move to catch that blob. If not, it'll go on to print and ruin the print. So this is one printer I need to work on again. And fortunately, I don't have to print it. I don't have to work with it just yet. Computer, turn on Mini Select 9. And a print just finished. These parts come out kind of, yeah, when you see it, it come out, with stringies and things like that. Then I gotta take a knife or something later on and just kind of clean things up. This is where a lot of delays happen, doing the cleanup. Let's see. Print. Actually, I'm gonna print. Yeah, I don't need to print this. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm going to print keyboards. Okay. Setting the temperature and the speed. Now I'm going to just take a quick look. So the printer that just finished, I'm going to have to wait for that to cool down a bit before starting another one. So maybe I should label this video stream as typical day, because this is basically how things go. Running out of water. So one thing I've been doing is working on my own jetpack. It's for a different project, not quite what you might think, but I'm kind of experimenting with a 6-inch scale version of it. So here's a prototype print. This is not anything like the final one will actually be. There's parts that I'm still working on. I have a second iteration of the model completed in design. So this one here doesn't have a peg, it just has a hole where the peg would go. And so if I just line up the holes, you can see it's about like this on Duke. It looks big, but in reality, it looks okay. Might look big on the screen, although I may have to shrink the may have to change the diameters of the cylinders, make them a little bit thinner. So I really don't want to get into the 6-inch Joes because I really don't have the space for them. I mean, look at my place here. And this is not even the room where I keep boxes of vehicles. And because I have another room where I just put everything, supplies, boxes for orders, bubble wrap. Then I have tote boxes, plastic tote boxes like this one down here, big ones, that I keep Joe vehicles as well as other brands like the Big Lots, what's the brands that they sell for their Humvees and things like that. I have tote boxes for those. So I don't really have the space for 6-inch Joes. So I'm trying to. So as long as people still produce the 1/18 scale figures, I'll be buying those more. And so right now, for me, the 6-inch Joes, they look nice. I like the details. You know, the sculpt on Duke's face is really nice. Looks like a real person. And so there's a lot of details that I do like. I just simply don't have the space. So that's a thing. And what I hope is that Hasbro does not abandon the 4-inch line in favor of the 6-inch. I know for a number of years they've been pushing 6-inch as a collector's scale, and I don't really see Why, really? Other than space. If you're a collector, you're going to be buying them, so your space is going to be running out. Yeah, they have a lot of details for the scale, but after a while, you're going to run out of space. That's the thing. Maybe there should be a distinction between a collector and an army builder. More of a distinction, because I think only collectors distinguish people who squad build, people who do customs, people who do dioramas, things like that. And but you don't really hear large companies like Hasbro make a distinction of the different types of collectors that are out there. A couple years ago, Hasbro did do some sort of distinction where on their Hasbro store you could order like multiples of certain kinds of figures. I think the Cobra, one of their parachute figures, one of those high altitude, low opening type of figures. They had like you can order like 16 of them at a time or something like that. And so they know those things exist. They know people who army build or squad build. They do know those people exist. Kind of wonder, if like Toys R Us could have made a distinction, like show us your army or something like that. Even for Lego, get kids to buy so they can have lots of stuff. They can take photos and show it in some sort of local Toys R Us contest. Make it into a big thing. Little Jimmy here has an army of Lego, that kind of thing. Can you beat Jimmy? So set it up like that. I mean, people do it anyway, but you know, kind of like one of those get-togethers for that the bookstores used to have for like if you collect Pokemon or something like that. I remember like on Saturday mornings or Saturday during the day, that kind of thing. Bookstores would have like a Pokemon get-together kind of thing. So people from around town, would bring their kids to the bookstore, and the bookstore hopefully, will sell books or a coffee drink to the parents as they wait. Let's see. I got one print just finished. I got to start the second print on this printer that I finished 5 minutes ago. I'm going to do. Well, let's see. I gotta go back on the menu, go to a different project. Actually, let me continue with this project here. I need to do this. Oh, wrong setting. Now I need to take some prints off of this. Okay. Bed. Bed support. Not this printer. Okay. Gotta print a monitor in gray. So that printer is going to do your complete kit. I got almost all the printers here working. There's just one more that is off, and that one does wood. So if you haven't seen it, here's one of the wooden crates that we do. You know, it's a durable piece. It's not gonna just snap like uh like regular wood. I think we do printing. You can do it in such a way where you can give strength to certain materials and certain shapes. So I still have to do the top, the lid, top and bottom. Yeah, I might as well do that now. Computer, turn on mini select 7. See, now the printers are loud, I can't even hear. Computer, increase volume. See, print. Temperature. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes the printers, you set the temperature for one number, and then something inside overrides it. And then I go back later and I see, oh, that printer's printed at a lower temperature. I have to know. So they just started to do that recently, so I don't know what's going on because I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed the firmware. I haven't changed anything like that. So I gotta trim excess plastic on some of these. Need to get my X-Acto knife over here. Yeah, this one came out nice. I don't have to do any trimming. Okay. Hold on for a second while I go get a knife and a file. I'm curious, how do I put this like stop cam thing? Is it this? Okay, yeah. Be right back. Okay, I am back. So this was an experiment just to see this little feature. Just stop and start the cam. Okay, I got one of these things. X-Acto knife. I love these diamond coated files. These are extremely good for anything to do with 3D printing. They work better than the regular iron or metal files. I still use them, by the way, but this one here works very good on smoothing parts. And I use them in different sizes. This is probably the most useful size that I use for anything to do with 3D printing. Mostly because I try to standardize on the design. So like I take this, if I need to clean out on the inside of something, I just, it fits. So it gets tight until everything opens up. One thing people might not realize when it comes to 3D printing is everything is triangles. All the STLs, they take the designs you do are translated into triangles. So a circle is not truly a circle when it comes to 3D printing. It's a bunch of flat sides, so it's more of a polygon. Even though you can increase the number of sides so it looks like a true circle. But in terms of the STL, it's not actually truly a circle. So sometimes I notice some things that print, they don't necessarily print perfectly as a circle. Some parts are tighter than others. So a little tool like this sometimes helps. And I don't know if you can see this. So this piece here has been, the layer lines have been suppressed. So things are a lot smoother than a normal 3D print. This is suitable for painting and not getting the paint to bleed through the layer lines that you usually find on normal 3D prints. So we're trying to standardize on specialty plastics. So the keyboards, buttons, things like that go through that smoothing process. It's not truly smoothing, it's just suppressing the layer lines. It suppresses the lines enough that you can do painting and everything will look really, really smooth. But it takes at least 24 hours to properly cure. Oh, too small to really see, huh? So they're on this little thing. Take them off. Where do I put this? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Just taking these things off. Obviously. Okay. One thing I want to do in this place is upgrade my electrical outlets. I don't have enough of them in this room. I need to put more. Specifically, that wall over there has no electrical outlets. It's like the people who owned this place before we did, they had that wall installed, and all they did, they just put a wall up there, and so that entire wall has no electrical outlets, which really, it's not too great. It's all the electrical outlets that I have access to. It's either on this side here, kind of like in front of me, all along here and all along there. The wall stuff behind me has one outlet somewhere. I saw it once or twice, and I haven't found it since. I'm not sure if it's inside a cabinet down below, or if it's tucked behind. Like, for example, there's something, I don't remember what it is, but there's something next to the register for the AC up there. There's something tucked behind one of the wood paneling. I gotta climb back up there and take a look, but it's not a power outlet. Might be a switch. But so yeah, I gotta get an electrician over here to install more power outlets. Okay, so not all the prints require some cleanup, but a number of them do. Almost. Maybe one of these days I'll do like some sort of custom painting or something like that. I've seen YouTubers out there do videos where they are painting the Warhammer 40K, 40K, 1440, I don't know, the Warhammer miniatures, and so I was thinking, if people like to see someone painting the miniatures, well, maybe they'll like seeing me painting a custom figure or something like that. Yay. So, a little briefcase looking thing. So this is a freebie that I've been doing. So this freebie is ready. Just put this piece in. Close it up. I got another one going, so it'll be 3 for the 2 to 3 orders that I'm working on for today, tonight. These will be going out tomorrow in the morning. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I gotta move these things out the way. Now I gotta do that for a lot of these because these are very stringy. stuff like this usually happens when the prints too. I mean, the printer prints too hot, and so as the plastic stops, it still wants to come out because it's still hot enough. It hasn't cooled enough quickly enough to, and it wants to ooze out. Okay. Another 3 printers have finished. Oh, I hadn't noticed. Okay, let's see. See, here's something I'm doing, something new. The examination and pivot tables that are going to be coming in with some white components, and these are going to be, treated to suppress the layer lines. So if you want to have like a more of a friendly, modern looking medical area in your dioramas, this might fit better than the typical gray ones. The gray ones will work, but if you want to paint your own colors on them, maybe make it look steel or rust or something, this would be the way to go. Unless you want to do like, I take it back. Rust. In the past, I used to use, I think it's called, not Model Masters. Oh, I'll have to get the name for it. But they're paints that have real either bronze or iron particles in there, so they really rust. Those paints work well printing on the typical gray. Even with layer lines, the layer lines actually seem to grab onto the paint, and they can really, those paints can really make a part look like it's real metal. And in fact, the ones with the iron particles, it's metallic enough that you can put a magnet to it and actually make something stick. Where did I put this? So that printer, I just took this one. And I got another one down here. Okay. One more. Okay. So I gotta. So. Okay. So see. So 3 printers finished. Got 2 started again. The third one's cooling down. Let's see. Anyway, so yeah. So anyway, these pieces here have a lot of stringies. Hold on for a second. Okay, it just got some water. So I'm not a big water drinker, I noticed. So maybe doing this, these live cam stuff would actually help me drink more water. Yeah, just pick these things off. Might get funny, but for some of these things, I usually use a magnifying glass to really get close into some of these areas. Fortunately, the light is good enough. I don't have to do that right now, but sometimes I do take some magnifying glasses and I do, zoom in. Thing is that my magnifying glass stuff is on some steampunk goggles. So a couple of years ago, I went all out and made myself my own steampunk stuff. Not so much because I'm a steampunk fan, but I thought the goggles were a practical thing because you can change the lenses easily. Since I do a lot of laser cutting, I do have some of the lenses in the same light spectrum to cut down on the laser. Well, protect the eyes from the laser light. So there's these orange lenses, and they come in different colors too, depending on the type of frequency you're trying to cut down. And those steampunk goggles that I have, it's easy to just get the proper plastics or acrylics, laser cut the lens that I need, and then just insert them into the goggles. So I could get different lenses or plastics in different light wavelengths, and I can laser cut them, and then I can sandwich them one on top of the other. So yeah, I found it to be very practical. There's also attachments that you can get. This is part of the steampunk thing, but in terms of the magnifying glasses, magnifying lenses, uh, I found I could get them easily, and then just use them. They fit with my goggles. I don't have to get some sort of square looking goggle or something like that. The base goggles are pretty cheap. So the reason why I clean all of this stuff beforehand is that I will put them into a different machine later on, and I will. Well, the other machine will eventually smooth out the surface of these parts. If I do it just right, the details will be sharp and crisp. If I leave it in the machine too long, it will get kind of blurry and blobby, and the details will be lost. Hmm. 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 A little bit of an allergy. Maybe some time for some water. So once I get done with this stream, I will upload it to YouTube. So what I'm trying to do, and one reason why I'm doing a lot of streams right now, is because number one, I'm trying to learn the different softwares that I have for streaming. There's that OBS software, which I like because it looks to be very powerful. And then there's this StreamYard one that I'm using right now because it's easy. Then there's the video, excuse me, there's the video editing program that I'm trying to learn and get better at. And so there's also the webcam software, which has specific settings for the webcam. So there's lots of things to learn. That's one reason. The other reason is I'm trying to also put content. I have basically zero content for DioWarriors streaming or video of anything. So I'm trying to make up for lost time in some ways. But so it would be helpful if y'all can spread the word and also to subscribe, because apparently, and I don't really pay much attention to this, not until recently, but apparently the YouTube algorithms do favor people who have videos with lots of likes and of course with lots of subscribers. They open up additional features on YouTube for additional things. Like, for example, if I wanted to stream mobile, YouTube will tell me I can't do that unless I have like 1,000 subscribers. But if you stream through PC, well, then you could have less. So maybe it would be nice to be able to stream live at Joe Fest next year. So something like that, I'm going to have to see about getting like an unlimited plan for my cell phone just for that time, and bring my camera with me and set up a tripod at the DioWarriors table and stream live. So I really hope by then I'll have 1,000 subscribers at least, because then I shouldn't have a problem talking to YouTube about doing live streams from a mobile device. Now, I don't know how that all works. Like, how does YouTube detect if you're mobile or not? Maybe, well, I know if you do things with if you filter the IP address of where you're connected from, like if you're on a PC, a laptop or something, then most likely you're using the Wi-Fi, like in a hotel or a Starbucks or something like that. But if you're accessing their page from Verizon or some other cell phone carrier, they probably detect it that way, and they just assume, oh, you're using Verizon, you're using AT&T, or you must be on a cell phone. Maybe that's how they do it. I really don't know, but maybe that's the way they do it. And that kind of reminds me about the DioWarriors.com web server. The server is off at the moment, It's being boxed up from Texas, and it will be shipped here to me in Florida. So hopefully when it arrives, I will be able to simply turn on the web server as is, and the DioWarriors.com website will be back in action. The nice thing about that is I'll be able to update the web page content faster, easier, having the server here with me. I got a few more of these to do. So one thing that I plan to take advantage of having the web server here is the hard drive, that I can have the instruction guides for the DioWarriors props as PDF files. So instead of using Dropbox or Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive, I can have a direct link to the DioWarrior server, where someone can just click on the PDF through the DioWarrior store, and the link goes behind the scenes to the DioWarrior web server. So that should make downloading the PDFs easier and, well, basically easier. Because I think that if you have, right now I'm using it through Google, and I think that if you have a Google account, you don't really have a problem accessing the files to download. But I think if you don't have a Google account, or if you're not logged into Google, then I think it takes a while longer than if you were currently logged in. In my testings, where I log out of Google and then I try to download a PDF, it takes like several minutes before there's activity. But if I'm logged into Google and I do the same thing, it takes just within seconds. So there might be something there about anonymous connections versus connections to Google when you have a Google account, non-anonymous. Oh, so for people who are interested in the computer rack face for the computer rack systems that I do, I have this new one that's going to be going to the store soon. I still have to cut on the inside with my X-Acto, but it's just got a big bar, so a figure can just grab it, put out a computer, that kind of thing. So this is a new one that's going to be made available soon. That's one reason why I'm printing them out now, to kind of have an inventory, so when people order, hopefully I'll be able to fulfill the orders faster than simply relying on printing when the orders come in. But today it was rainy when I started the stream, and so what I'm going to do is probably in a little while. What time is it now? Maybe about an hour or so, I will stop the stream, and I will start to do some laser cutting because there's a number of items that need to laser cut to include on some orders that need to go out tomorrow. Those green, those green displays, neon green displays that we have on the store. Can you believe each one takes about 30 minutes to laser cut? You would think that it would be faster, but there's different settings for engraving and cutting, and so different materials you need to slow down or speed up the cuts. Sometimes you have to lower the the beam intensity. But the thing about it is, like for example with wood, not all wood is even. So you can be cutting one part and then come across an area somewhere inside the wood where it's very resilient to being cut. So you'll have this mix of a clean cut area and then a part that doesn't want to cut. So you go over and over and over and over until finally it does cut. But of course, if you're someone who doesn't want to have the scorch marks along the cut lines, you don't want to be doing cuts over and over and over like that because you're just getting a lot of scorch marks. So it's always this trade-off. Nothing is as straightforward as it seems. Even with 3D printing, it's not quite as straightforward as it seems. Okay, let's see. I'm going to move this out of my way. Oh. I got chairs to clean up on insides. We got a lot of the stringy stuff. So this is where a lot of the work goes, believe it or not. It's the cleanup. Uh, oh. It's almost like cutting hair, huh? Okay. I'm not sure, but I think there are some people who do 3D printing, not necessarily doing it for our type of stuff, like Joe's or 118 scale stuff, things like that. But they do other kinds of printed projects for other kinds of things. Um, I think some of them don't even bother to clean up the print. So you get a print like it's been raw right off of the printer. So you gotta do your own cleanup as well. I think there are also some resin people who leave the supports on with the resins. I did that one time for some resin parts, mostly because it was a very thin piece, and put it into a box, bagging it, put it into a box. I had concern for shipping. So I left the supports to give it extra strength. But the thing about the supports is that sometimes, especially on a detailed part that's done with resin, especially if you have the supports connected to a detailed part, sometimes it's not easy to see where the detail ends and where the support begins, so you can clip the supports off. And I've known people, not for DioWarrior stuff, but I've known people on other things. They end up clipping the um, the details off. So chair is almost ready. So I'll take a backing. It will fit like that. And then the other tricky thing. Okay. So this chair is complete. Aha, other chair. So one thing about the chairs, people tend to order the chairs in groups, and I've been trying to introduce another chair, kind of like an upgrade, but this one seems to print the best. Even the new one comes out good and stuff, but still, I have to work with the design more to make it as friendly for printing as possible. This one already is pretty much friendly for printing. Essentially, with the chairs, these chairs, once I start to print, I don't even have to look at it. It's like I am very, very confident the print will work, no matter what printer that I use. Yeah, okay, this one's okay. Didn't really have to clip. So another one. Another chair ready. Let's see. Do I need to start anything? Yeah, I gotta start this one. Home, print, lock mechanism number 1. Set temperature. Set the speed. Okay. Let's see. Take a look at this. Oh. Okay. Yeah, tonight I need to work on some designs as well. I have items I'm working on for the VSS, and I'm trying to come up with interesting greebles for the walls, so it looks more spacey, more high tech. So I've been doing a lot of studies on uh, science fiction walls. Been doing a lot of examples from Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis. Oh, here's a problem. So these little bitty printers, okay, they have a build plate, and the build plate goes back and forth while the um, the extruder goes left to right. So what happens is that the printer is an inexpensive printer. It does good. It does good work. But to keep costs down, they're, they do some shortcuts. One of the shortcuts is that they have poor wiring for the build plate. So what happens is that the build plate has, you know, has a feature to get warm, get hot. So that's good for certain conditions, like especially if you are in a colder climate, or if you're working with certain materials like ABS, and ABS likes things hot. So if you're doing with ABS, it wants to stick to the build plate if it's warm. But if it's not, then it will lift and come off the build plate. So a lot of printers have their build plates heated, and that's a good thing. But in these, is that the wires that they have underneath the build plate, it's not wired in a way where it protects the wire from flexing. So as the build plate goes back and forth, the wire goes back and forth and flexes to the point where it breaks. So even though the printers themselves, will work without the build plate engaged, sometimes it makes a short. And sometimes on these older printers, the wire has broken, and so as the build plate moves, getting into position, there's a short, and everything stops. So right now, that one that I just started has just stopped. So I gotta start it up again. Computer, turn off mini select 6.
Okay.
Computer, turn on mini select 6.
Okay.
So now I go back and set everything up again. Okay, almost. So usually I notice when a short occurs, the build plate has a little bit of current trying to go through. So I usually have my settings where I turn off the heated build plate. But sometimes the code coming from the software to arrange everything engages that. And so there might be like a small little bitty current, and I have to manually go in to tell no current, zero temperature. And then it works without a problem. But if I forget to do that, then there's a little bit of current. It causes a short, and then freezes everything. Yeah. Increase the temperature. Okay. I can use a break, but gotta press on. Oh, this one is finished. So let me just adjust this just a bit. Just to make it a little bit more clean. Actually, I can probably use X-Acto knife just to kind of clip this in. That's it. So here is a monitor in gray. Fits into the stand like that. And here is the rear of the monitor. It's going to snap in like this. Well, it'll be glued. It should be glued. But sometimes it can the print can come out very tight that you can just snap it in for temporary. And then you can put this item like this. And you got yourself a monitor. I do have another monitor thing I'm going to make available. And I am making it ready for the VSS walls. But essentially, it's a monitor like this, but it's got a connector in the back, so you can hang it on a wall instead of on a desk. You can have it on the wall. So a nice thing about it is that you could have it up on near the ceiling, so it becomes like some sort of status monitor or status something, showing something. But so wall-mounted monitors. That's going to be the next thing I'm going to be releasing for the monitors. Notice the gray monitors are not too common. People like the black or the white monitors. But gray has its uses, especially on something like the VSS where the walls are gray, the ceiling is gray. I'm looking outside the window. They are applying some sort of weed killer, I think. It's a golf course outside. So they do go from time to time putting chemicals out there on the grass. Okay, something just started. What was it? Oh, something just ended. Oh. Now, one of the small printers that I use, it's a newer one, but it's now discontinued. Apparently the sales for it wasn't too good. But this one, they did repair the approach that they use for wiring the build plate. So it doesn't have that problem about flexing until it breaks. It doesn't have that problem. So on that one, I do use the heated function to get the build plate hot. So things like the wooden one, things like that, sticks extremely well to it. So I'll have to glue the bottom part, but the top part. So got a box. Well, got a crate. So I got another crate right here that needs another lid. So I'll do the lid in just a bit again. Got one more piece to clean. Got that. Oh, I can use a break. Maybe I should time out to go get some lunch. There's so much more to do. Another print just finished. Oh, this is from what finishes the sleeve for the VSS hatch. Ugh. So this item here is the sleeve part that fits into the opening in the VSS bridge, and there's a frame part, the top part that's going to be printed next, and the top part is where the hatch actually connects to with the hinge. I do have to print like a little liner, a little I don't know what you call it, a little thingy that steps and kind of grips the walls of the sleeve, and that provides enough friction to keep the doors, hatches, doors in place. So I got to print that next. That printer is currently printing a freebie. So when the freebie finishes, probably about 10 minutes, I'll start that print. I gotta wait for that printer to cool down just a bit. And two more printers just finished. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So let me start this, and I'll show you all something in just a moment. Cancel. Print. Middle machine. And 5. Okay. So that printer is going to go. One more of these. Actually, I'm going to let these go on all day on this printer. because there's a bunch of pivot tables that need to get done. So that printer is just going to be printing parts for pivot tables all day long. Now I got to start this other print here. Frame. Set the temperature. Set this one down to 0. Set the speed. And I got to start the other. I guess I put this here. The other print for the lid. One more. Okay. Adjust the speed down. Okay, so yikes. I really either, this printer that's kind of leaking, I either have to, well, I should see about getting a replacement, really. And then once I get the replacement in, see if I can repair it. Okay. Just making sure. What was this printer doing? Oh, yeah. One more. But this is fun, you know. This is fun. The guy is doing something with the grass outside. Well, that's good. They have some ducks outside on the grass, and this guy he's spraying something on his little tractor on the grass, but he's avoiding the ducks. That's good. You know, at least he's not plowing right through them. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I am curious. I took a look on. I shared the stream on other pages, other groups. I wonder if there's comments on those that I'm missing. Well, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now. Getting kind of hungry. Gonna go get some to eat. The printers are all working, so I don't need to do anything with them, at least for the next 15-30 minutes. That's gonna take 30 minutes more to go. So basically all the printers are set up for 30 minutes. That one's got a couple of hours to go. The only one that's going to finish soon is the one with the freebie, in which I'll just turn around when I come back and I'll start the next print. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and sign out for the moment. Going to go get some to eat. And I'm going to share this video on YouTube, and it will really help if you can subscribe to it, click like, things like that. All the regular, YouTube things. Click like, please subscribe, things like that. So I got to do that too now. So, anyways, okay, I'm going to end the broadcast now. Thank you for watching. I may try to do this again tomorrow or Friday. All right, later.